Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Freedom Fighter Times. For the very first time in America, a monumental gun seizure law takes effect on January 1st, today, 2016. A California gun statute going into effect today gives the police or family members the option to petition the courts to seize the guns and ammunition of someone they think poses a threat. The first law of its kind in the country. The question I have is, to what extent is the family? Can it be quote-unquote friends? Who can tell you or tell on you tattletale for your gun rights? In California, it's the police or family members. They can petition the courts even though you may or may not have done anything wrong. But the Gun Violence Restraining Order, which is what it's called, law, passed last year, has raised concern from lawmakers and pro-gun groups about civil liberties and questions about how effective it will really be. Modeled after firearms prohibitions and domestic violence restraining orders, the statute allows for law enforcement or immediate family members, how distant is immediate, to ask a judge for a restraining order if they feel that someone is a danger to themselves or others. The order would also bar the person from purchasing a firearm by placing them on the state's do not buy list. Former California Assemblywoman Nancy Skinner introduced the bill AB 1014 in 2014, just 2 days after a 22-year-old man, Elliot Rodger, went on a murderous rampage in California, killing 6 people and then himself. The shooter's mother and his father were aware of that this man was basically threatening violence, Skinner, a Democrat, said this month. They did everything they felt they had the ability to do to try to intervene to stop their son from doing something violent, but they didn't have any tools. Republican Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez said she voted against the bill because she believed it violated due process by seizing guns with a hearing for 21 days. She did successfully amend the law's language to allow for a gun owner to sell or store their guns with a licensed firearms dealer. To request a firearms restraining order, a petition has to tell the court why they believe someone presents a danger to themselves or others because they are in possession of a gun or intend to get one. The petitioner also has to explain why a restraining order is necessary to keep the subject of the order from harming anyone. If the order is granted, a judge can issue a temporary firearms restraining order within 24 hours. The subject would then be served with the order and would have to surrender their guns and ammunition within 24 hours. Before the order expires, a judge decides at a hearing attended by both parties whether to terminate the order and return the subject's firearms and ammunition or extend the order for a year. Before the order expires, a judge reviews evidence, which can include written witness testimony, photos, damaged property, threatening messages, and decides at a hearing attended by both parties whether to terminate the order and return the subject's firearms and ammunition, or extend the order for a year. It's really designed so that if you really feel that the person you're concerned about is really making credible threats of violence to themselves or others, that you can get the police to act very quickly, Skinner said. You know, it's kind of funny, because according to these policemen and women, gardening is now a probable cause to be surveilled for over 6 months. I kid you not, go back 4 or 5 videos when we reported on it. 2 people had SWAT raid them because they went to a gardening store and drank tea. A federal judge said that's okay, we should go get them. We should raid their home. He okayed it. You see, this right here is not good, because if this thing were to go nationwide, or you know what, just bet, let's leave it in California. Imagine how many people could potentially be surveilled more because the cops want to take away the guns. Or a federal judge wants to take away somebody's guns. They can have them surveilled. Take photos, as you heard in the evidence. That can be part of it. If you do so much as what? Honestly, because what is considered offensive or threatening towards somebody? Because in our day and age, online being offensive to somebody is considered a threat. This is absolutely monumental for California. Just imagine if it goes nationwide. Not only that, but on December 31st, President Barack Obama is expected to announce in the coming days a new executive action with the goal of expanding background checks on gun sales. People familiar with the White House planning said, described as, quote, imminent, the set of executive actions would fulfill a promise by the president to take further unilateral steps the White House says could help curb gun deaths. However, the nation does not believe in him or believe in gun control. All the polls have proved it. Plans for the action are not yet complete, and those familiar with the process warn that unforeseen circumstances could delay an announcement. But gun control advocates are expecting the new actions to be revealed next week. So I'm telling you right now, you should expect maybe or possibly a false flag that takes place this coming week, because they need the big oomph behind it. Ahead of Obama's annual State of the Union address set for January 12th. The White House wouldn't comment directly on the exact timing or content of Obama's executive orders. White House spokesman Eric Schultz said the president expected a set of recommendations on unilateral action to arrive at the beginning of the year. He said Obama was expressing urgency for a list of steps he can take on his own after high-profile incidents of gun violence at the end of this year. Let me read that again. He said Obama was expressing urgency for a list of steps he can take on his own after high-profile incidents. So when the next high-profile incident takes place, he's looking for the steps he's allowed to take by the law. It is complicated. That's why it's taken some time for our policy folks, our lawyers, and our experts to work through this. I think it was supposed to be experts, to work through this and see what's possible, Schultz said. So it's pretty interesting. There's a team of highly paid, highly communist, highly anti-gun lawyers that are sitting there trying to back Obama and give him steps he can take every single time something like a false flag happens or something like a mass shooting happens. That right there shows his intent, and he's told us that 2016 is going to be the year for gun control. That's his main focus. So we can expect a lot of these incidents to take place this year. I want to thank you guys for watching and listening. God bless and carry on.